It's really exciting to be on our third show, and we're really excited to have conversations with real people, real stories. And we've been doing a lot of stories on entrepreneurs just to see their journey and experience their journey. And today we have yet another entrepreneur who is joining us. He is also a pastor, he's an author, name it. He's an accomplished person, and I'm sure you can't wait to hear his story of where he got this great resilience and pursuits and interest from. Today, we are being joined by Samwel Mwinamo. Karibu. Welcome to the Hub.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here today and just to take part in this. I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I can be a part of it.
Tell them how stunning the Hub is and the great work I've done here.
It's a portrait of Africa.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, I can see a lot of traditional stuff. Everything looks lovely, 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 lovely.
So I'm really happy to have you. And I know you do quite a lot. I mean, but in a nutshell, who is Samwel? If we are to be asked, who is Samwel? What would you describe yourself as?
Defined by many things. I'm defined by my faith in God. It's a very critical part of who I am. I'm defined by the dreams that I carry in my heart. And so most of what I do actually comes from what I believe in my heart and what I carry in my heart. So I play the interplay between business, entrepreneurship, and ministry. So you'll find me doing a few things not for profit. But of course, you'll also find me doing a lot of things also for profit, because one really has a way of supporting the other. If I want to be very effective in ministry, part of what I need is to be able to make some money to run some of the things that I do. Yeah. So Optimize Institute is what I use for my entrepreneurial pursuits. But then I do a lot around young people and talent and entrepreneurship and life skills. Up until towards late last year, I was part of the leadership of a church in the pastoral team. But I moved around September, October. So in the new place where I am, I'm not really serving on the front lines, but I'm still serving in different capacities.
Yeah.
Yes.
You opted to take a leave and rest a little bit.
Rest and redirection.
And redirection.
Yeah, there's a few things I need to work on from the background before I know what's next.
Forward. All right. I mean, those are many hats you definitely wear. And just maybe to get into perspective of how did you grow up? What is the key thing that led you to becoming an entrepreneur? Like, what was the defining moment? Maybe you can take us through your journey. Like, how did you grow up? What informs you? What makes you? And what was that defining moment that defined who Samwel is today?
A lot of things happened along the way. One of the things many people don't know about me is I lost my parents when I was very young. My dad passed on when I was about 2, so I didn't really get to know him. My mom passed on when I was about 8. So I grew up for the most part with my grandmother, who did a very good job of bringing me up. She made sure I never failed to go to school because of school fees. She made sure there was school fees for me. Yeah. I was not wealthy. We were not wealthy, but we managed. Yeah, we had enough to take us through. After high school, I remember the first time I really did something I can remember around entrepreneurship was after high school. We ran a shop for about a year or so. You know, people nowadays don't know. In our days, when you finished high school, you had to stay home for like 1.5 years before you go to college, before you go to campus. Yeah. So that duration was a time for me to venture a bit into entrepreneurship. So we ran a shop for about a year. It was a good experience. I loved it. That is where I would say maybe the seeds for entrepreneurship were sown. But I would say the thing that has really played a significant role in making me focus a lot more on entrepreneurship has been, you know, how you leave school and you're expecting to get a job, a good job. You have these crazy dreams about what's going to happen and all that. And then those dreams come tumbling down.
How long did you trek for?
Interestingly, I got my first opportunity about 2-3 months after campus.
Almost immediately.
But you know, it's those opportunities where you work for a commission. So it's zero salary, zero benefit. So it's until you sell. So yes, you have to earn your keep. So of course I stayed in for like 2-3 months, and I was like, this thing is not.
Did you make any money?
Zero. For 3 months, nothing. So I decided this is not it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this. So it took me another few months to get something else to do. I also I did academic writing before academic writing was popular.
You are the pioneer.
Yes, we are the pioneers.
Yeah.
Actually, if I was serious, I should be having a company now doing that kind of thing. But anyway, it didn't happen that way. So I did that for a few. I was in Nairobi, yes. Yes. There's no way I was going to leave campus and go to the village.
You didn't opt for that, yeah?
No. It was nowhere close to my thinking. You see, I'm telling you, the idea was we are coming to the city and we are going to get jobs and all that. So if it doesn't work, we stay here and make it work.
That's amazing. So, in fact, that's very interesting. So you didn't go to the village, and yet you were struggling with work. How then did you manage to navigate the city life? How was that for you, though?
I was lucky to have my family host me. Part of my family is in the city, so they hosted me for quite some time. I think that made things easy, but it also had a negative impact because I became comfortable.
So you didn't have, the stories of the way they say those who came to Nairobi had to go to maybe...
No. I never had to go to some undesirable places to start from there. For me, it was smooth sailing. But I'm saying it was good on one hand, but on the other hand, it was not so good because what happened is I became comfortable. You know, if you can eat and you have a place to sleep.
What else do you need?
What else are you looking for? And you're not married, so there's no one who is
So what got you the awakening? Because, having achieved the things that you eventually did achieve and the way you went on to do as much as you did, what brought that awakening amidst the comfort?
So the story goes on.
Yeah.
After some time here, I've stopped doing the academic writing, so it's another season of searching and all that. I get an opportunity to go to South Sudan for about 2.5 years with an NGO, but it's not the story that people know about Sudan. You know, people think that everybody who goes to Sudan makes a lot of money.
Oh,
that's usually the idea. That's the thinking behind everyone.
Yeah.
But this particular NGO was really keen on doing the work on the ground. So a lot of the funding was going towards the project, not paying the people. So that definitely means you're making enough to take care of you, and it's really good for you because you're coming from nothing. You're coming from a place where you are making nothing. So it's better for you, but it's not all that. So and then time comes and you're like, the years are really running. I need to settle down and do something serious. Yeah. So I make the decision to leave South Sudan and come here. Still, I'm not coming into a space where there's like something ready for me. So I'm coming again to start from zero. At least now I had a few. I still had a few shillings here and there. So this time round was a bit better.
Different, yeah.
But still, because you have a wedding coming up. The wedding brought me back to Nairobi. The wedding, and now the decision, like, after I get married, I'm not going back.
You don't want to be there.
I'm not going back there. Interestingly, war broke out 2-3 months after we left the place. So even if we wanted to go back,
It was not
it was not working.
Yeah.
So that happens. And, in campus, I did hotel and hospitality management. So finally, I get a small opportunity to do something in hotel and hospitality.
After how many years was that?
After 4 years after college.
4 years.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the first time I'm really getting an opportunity to do something. First, I start running Delicious Caterers. I was doing some...
You already you have started catering.
I did that for about 7-8 months, dedicated. And then now an opening came up somewhere in Webuye. I was managing a small group with two units, 2 establishments. So I did that for a year. Then when my firstborn was just about to be born, I had been looking for opportunities to come back to Nairobi because my wife was in Nairobi. I was all the way in Webuye. So I had to be coming constantly, which was really something. So I tried to look for opportunities around Nairobi, but it was taking too long. So again, what do? I take another leap of faith. I just come back to Nairobi.
All this while entrepreneurship is calling.
Yeah, it's calling. But so I come back and I stay for some time, and I'm like, it's not yielding. Nothing much is happening. So here I now go into tours and events.
So now you started a tours and events company.
Yes, Hatima Tours and Events. No, I started something.
Wow.
Man's gotta live.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you want to do everything that you can do to make ends meet. Yeah. So again, we try to run that. But the problem when you're running a business and it's like, it's in its teething stages, and that's all you're depending on to do everything for you. Yeah. It's kind of
frustrating.
Really frustrating, because things are not moving as quickly as you'd want them to move. Yet the bills are not nice and kind.
I'm not waiting for you.
On you.
Yeah.
The expectations are there on you. So what happens? I get an opportunity now to go back to Jubilee Insurance.
Oh, okay. So that came along the way.
It came along the way.
Yeah.
I haven't told you, these 2-3 months I'm talking about when I'm leaving campus was at Jubilee.
Oh, that's where you did the unpaid.
Yes.
And then you went back.
So now I go back because now I'm a bit older.
And now you know how
I'm a bit more responsible. Yeah, and there's an expectation on me. So my second time goes pretty well. I make enough sales to be somewhere to be able to cater for my needs and all that. But deep within, there's still a cry. Yeah, there's still a cry for you just gotta do something. So come 2020, towards the end of 2019, I'm doing my book.
2019 is when you did your first book.
I published in 2020. So I was finishing the thingies and all that in 2019.
Yeah.
So I come in and I do this book. This book is actually what would I say? The seed for Optimize Institute. Because basically what I do at Optimize Institute is born of the lessons and everything that I share in that book. So what happens is it's 2020. I have made up my mind that I am going to publish in May of 2020. Yeah. Then in March of 2020, March of 2020, Corona strikes.
Yeah.
So the launch has to move from physical to virtual. You have to rely on social media to push whatever it is you want to push. That's all there is. And actually that's the time I got to know you. So that's how I now get started again on my journey of entrepreneurship and establishing Optimize Institute.
So the book was everything that now opened up everything.
Exactly. The book is where it all started. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's interesting because like every time like I see you and how much you've been able to do, I always feel like Optimize started like many years ago. And to realize that it started around that time, 2020, it's quite inspiring.
Maybe to surprise you, I think I am, so far,
Yeah.
what you've seen is me just scratching the surface of what that thing is capable of doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You might think I've done a lot, but from where I sit, Optimize Institute is just getting started.
It's just getting started.
These have been baby steps.
Yeah.
I'm about to take some real steps.
And I was telling our friends here how you want to start like a talent academy, because they're also managing talent. And I was just say, and she's like, you've just brought similar brains together at the same place.
Wow, wow, wow.
So, and how has it been then? Because I know many people are not able to balance work and entrepreneurship. How has that been for you? Like navigating all those experiences?
Interestingly, it's been, you know, in 2020 when I decided to focus on this,
Yeah.
I had actually made up my mind. I am closing down everything to do with Jubilee,
Yeah, to now focus.
so that I focus on this. So I did that for about 2 years, of course, with a lot of struggle and many things in between.